This is part 1 of my summary of creating learning-centered course outcomes from ACUE training. This 2-part video series discusses these topics in detail. The terms outcome and objective are interchangeable. This video will focus on steps 1 through 4. Recognize the hierarchy when creating or modifying outcomes. Overarching institutional outcomes guide course outcomes. Course outcomes guide learning or module outcomes. Course outcomes are the big picture. What are the course takeaways? What are the main concepts and primary themes addressed? Do they align with institutional outcomes? Brainstorm an exhaustive list to start, then edit. Did your brainstorming include methods to solve a problem or address a primary topic within the field? For example, an identified problem is that students often do not use existing resources. Traditional approaches are exposure, like brochures, guest speakers, and visitations. Experience shows exposure does not translate to use, therefore not producing the desired results. What outcome might be more effective to spur use, other than awareness? What action verbs represent the result of instruction best? Can the student evaluate available resources that would be personally beneficial? Can they develop a personalized plan that demonstrates the use of 5 or more DSC resources throughout their educational journey? These outcomes address use more effectively than awareness because it engages the learner and is meaningful. It promotes personal benefit. These action verbs are hierarchical based on Bloom, where the most basic skill, remember or knowledge, is foundational, where create is higher order, sophisticated learning. Each outcome should start with one of these. Each outcome should have a unique action verb per outcome. For example, an outcome should not include both develop and explain. Develop is appropriate for the course outcome. Explanation would fit better for a learning or module outcome. ACUE emphasizes learning-centered outcomes. The wording should always focus on what the student is doing, not the instructor. What actions will they take? What skills and behaviors will they exhibit? ACUE also emphasizes meaningful learning outcomes. They should be like SMART goals with clarity, specificity, measurability, and an appropriate action verb that captures the learning result and cognitive level of that result. These charts lay out the reasoning behind meaningful learning outcomes and the component parts that make an outcome meaningful. When an outcome provides purpose and clear expectations of how to meet desired standards, students are more likely to see the connection of course content and assignments to those outcomes, which helps interest and motivation. Traits of well-constructed outcomes include the selection of appropriate action verbs that reflect the resulting action or behavior, focus on the learner, and are simple and to the point while providing focus for instructional materials and activities along with assessments. ACUE provided a great overview and practice to modify and develop learning-centered, meaningful, and measurable objectives.